The moral of this story is to always make sure you know your PIN numbers for your debit card before you go shopping. I'm Jendy from JendyStruggle.com, and last night a stranger paid for my groceries. I went to Aldi, got the food that we needed, went to the checkout line. I needed to use my PayPal debit card instead of my normal debit card because I hadn't transferred the funds over. Well, I punched in what I thought was my PIN number for the PayPal debit because I usually use it as credit. And it goes, beep, decline. I'm like, oh no. Then, well, maybe it didn't. She said, it just says you have the wrong PIN number. I thought, well, I didn't punch the numbers in right, so I did it again. Beep, declined. Like, oh, I tried again 3 times. I tried a different number. Beep, declined. And I was like, I'm sorry, I don't know what to do. I said, can you take a check at all? She's like, no. If you haven't shopped at Aldi, this is normal procedure. They don't take checks. They don't take credit cards. It's just debit and cash. And they don't deal in coupons. They eliminate things to keep the food prices lower. So I was like, everything else I have is credit. I don't know what to do. She says, is there somebody at home you can call that would know? I was like, no, he doesn't know this PIN number. She said, do you want to go to the ATM and get some cash out? I said, I can't. I don't know my PIN number. So I said, I'll try one more time. I tried one other number. Beep, declined. And at this time, my brain is just, you know, I couldn't think of the number anyways or what was going on because I'm just thinking, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? You know, my kid's supper's in this grocery cart and I need this food. What can I do? And I said, well, maybe I can go and call the number on the back of the card and they can give me my PIN number. I said, and I was like, I'm sorry. I think I said I'm sorry like 3 times. I was like, I'm sorry. And she said, that's okay. Do you want me to hold these or do you want me to just put them away? I said, can you hold them for like 10, 15 minutes and I'll come back? So I turn and start walking away and the next guy in line says, I'll pay for them and you can write me a check. And it didn't sink into my head at first what he was offering. It was like I was just, you know, trying to, like, what do I do? How I gotta, you know, have the food. And all this time I lost shopping and all this. So he said it again. He's like, I'll just run my card through and then you write me a check for the amount. I was like, okay, sure. So I'm thinking, wow. And that's exactly what I did. He ran his debit card through. He showed me his name written out on the credit card. I wrote him a check, handed it to him. I thanked him like 2 or 3 times. The people behind him said, that is really nice. And I said, it is really nice because this is our supper. And I walked out the door, loaded my groceries into the SUV, climbed to the driver's seat, and promptly burst into tears. Okay, so it's like a mix of feelings. It was great to realize that there are still awesome people like that out there and restored some of my hope in humanity. But then on the other hand, I was like very humiliated and upset. So that's why I burst into tears. Such a mixture there. And he had mentioned that the first time he went to Aldi, that happened to him, and I didn't bother to say that I've been to Aldi lots of times, and I just couldn't remember my PIN number because I used a different card. Anyways, again, the moral of the story is don't just think you know your PIN numbers for your cards. Make sure you know your PIN numbers for your debit cards before you go shopping. If you have a story like this that's ever happened to you, please leave me a comment and tell about it. I love to hear these stories. It's even better than when it happens to me because then I can nix the whole crying part and just get right to the exciting part. Bye for now.